Ludicrous PLUS.
Oh, that is something else.
Tesla Barbarian's back, and here we are with the masked Mexican himself, Adam Arellano, and his fleet of Teslas. I'm going to let him go with it because he obviously knows everything about these cars. If you've been watching the channel, you know that the Tesla Model X is my dream car, as Elon calls it, the Fabergé egg. Adam, tell me everything there is to know about it.
Yeah, so the X had to happen because of all the things that I've ever wanted in my life. Most of it centers around DeLoreans, which is why I want a Cybertruck and why I wanted this, because of the doors in particular. But this is a 2020, the fast one. I don't remember the official name of it. I think they used to call it Raven.
No, they still call it Raven. The P100D, and then with Ludicrous mode, and then the Raven edition had some additional upgrades interior.
Ludicrous PLUS
Yeah.
is what this does, yeah. And got the full self-driving from Dogecoin, by Dogecoin. So it's got, actually have an actual mask right there underneath the rear view mirror.
The masked Mexican mask?
Handmade by Adam Lewis himself.
Nice. Okay, so I am not joking. Adam Arellano is, in fact, the masked Mexican from the Adam Lewis movie, The Masked Mexican. That's him. And his brother. That's a story for another time.
Yes. So we had to get 7 seats because we've got 6 kids, and one of them we didn't, think was going to be hanging around with us very much. It comfortably seats like 5 adults and then 2 very small people. Most of the people in my house are very small, so it works out. Carbon interior trim. I put the blue stickers on it. Red looks better, but blue is my favorite color. Blue on the rims as well. And these are the 22-inch sport rims that have been scratched all to hell, both by the customers of the Tesla dealership that test drove it and by me.
Really?
Yeah, but black fingernail polish goes a long way.
I'm always wondering why it is that curb rash seems to be such a big problem in the Tesla community. Check yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Learn how to drive.
Right after you admit to curb rashing.
Yeah, well, it was a McDonald's. I was hungry. What do you want? So it's got like a standard Tesla. It's got plenty of room in the back to play with, just in case.
Too? Yeah,
Sub trunk for my dreidel. That's what I normally keep in my sub trunk. You never know.
We can have another conversation about that.
Seats fold down, plenty of room.
Now, here's one I've always had a question about, because I should let you guys know, I sat in a Model X once, not in motion, it was at a dealership, and that's it. I've never interacted with a Model X like this, but I have always wondered, the way back seats, when they're up, is there a way to fold down the middle bench seat with the way back up, and does that give the way back more room?
Not really, because your knees are still going to be knocking.
Gotcha.
So let's see, I believe it's the hand lever right there that will lay it down. Yep. So even if you gave the way back seats.
Okay, so that's still here,
right?
Okay, so these don't go down flat to the level of the floor at all.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But they can move forward that much, which is still just barely enough room for a small person.
Gotcha. So that's really what I was wondering, was like if you had a 7-foot person, because this guy's 13 years old, I should say. So if you've got a 7'2" person, then can you put them in the way back and let them have lots of leg room? But that doesn't seem to be the case.
You can. It's not the widest seat in the world, and you would have to have them with their feet up. So depending on your length of drive and stuff, I mean, the other problem would be their head would be poking the top of this thing.
Gotcha. So favorite feature of the Model X, what is it?
It go fast.
It go fast?
It go real fast.
So it go fast. So it go fast outstrips the Falcon Wing doors.
Oh, that's a hard one. I think opening up Falcon Wing doors in front of other people is my favorite thing, because I am super humble. But as is standard on any former military person, I have the military plates. Was designated officially the world's OK-est Marine, which is where I get that. And my favorite rank was Lance Corporal, so I have my sticker.
Nice.
All ready to go.
The world's OK-est Marine. You are the most mediocre. You do not.
It was official on a plaque, like it was real. It was real. So I think what we should do, because like the outside, this is all fun. The remote does the thing where it closes all the doors at once, which is, this is a good time. The doors also do a cool thing where if you're standing close to them, they'll still open up They just stay closer to the car.
Wow. So that's the ultrasonics that are going through the. Now, so I was a sonar technician in the Navy, and when Elon talked about we're going to have sonar that goes through metal, I was like, come on, guy. Come on, guy. But he did, didn't he? He did.
He's kind of a rocket scientist.
So are you in the mood for a test drive?
Let's do it. I'm ready to go fast.
Let go of the brake.
Woo! Nice. Yes.
It's a little bit more sluggish than maybe it normally would be because of who's in the car,
Woo!
but it's not bad.
What you trying to say, that I'm heavy?
You're a big boned young man.
And a buddy of mine, every time he tried to be nice about it, he'd go, "You're a large mammal."
Yeah, that's true.
That's nice.
It's a little bit something. And then, even if you're going, a solid 40 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to get a good punch when you just step on the gas, no matter what you're doing. And you can really feel the ride height difference if you're in standard height and very low, which I think we're very low right now. You can really feel the difference in the way it handles because it gets the battery pack gets real close to the ground when you're in super low.
Yeah. Usually it's me being a jackass and lulling people into a false sense of security and then stomping it.
Smooth talking.
Yes. Do a little of the Justin Wilson, Bob Ross talk. You know? Oh, I guarantee just a little hunter green right there. Bam!
And honestly, like, as far as quality cars go, the Y and the 3 are much better than the S and the X. The number of moving parts in the Y and the 3 is minimal. There's like almost nothing that moves. Launch mode.
Going back into launch mode over here.
You can feel the butt end of the car just stick up just a little bit. Just make sure you sit back.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff right there.
A little bit of airborne right there. Nice.
You're trying to launch the car?
Just a little bit. I had a really good one in my house in Virginia. It was real good.
So this is the SpaceX edition. It has to leave Earth's gravity entirely.
Every once in a while. But yeah, so the Model 3 and the Y both have a much smoother ride and a much more consistent feel to the way it drives because of it's just a single piece of metal that you're driving, as opposed to this, which has all kinds of articulation, joints. The doors are long, like the base of the car is much longer, so you just get a lot more motion out of the car than what you want. Also, I've got the 22-inch rims with the super thin tires, so you're not getting very much dampening out of those. And then when you put it in sport mode and you get all the feedback from the road, you're basically driving a sports car. So it feels very rough, and it's not the most pleasant drive. The Model Y is much better, and the battery capacity between the Y, the 3, and the X and the S is enormous. Because the Y is so much smaller and lighter, it needs a smaller battery for the same range.
Yeah.
Which means that the boss lady's car will charge completely from like 0 to almost full the supercharger in under 30 minutes, whereas mine takes over an hour.
There's also battery chemistry differences though, because this one got the 18650s, the Model Y is the 2170s,
right?
And of course now they're transitioning to the 4680s for the Model Y as well.
And so we have a 7-seat Model Y on order because we're preparing for the Cybertruck. When I get the Cybertruck, we no longer have the 7 seats here. We need 7 seats in the Y. So there's a Y that's on its way end of the month, maybe September timeframe. I haven't really decided if we're going to take it.
So are you selling this or trading this for the Cybertruck? Or?
I don't want to.
You know nobody's got like a gun to your head or anything.
So that's it for a test drive and the instructional video. Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn. Huh?
Yep.
All right. So now here it is. Raven on me. Elon, are you listening? When I have my phone in the cargo pants pocket, I have to do the Tesla 2-step. I'll walk up to it and it'll stay locked like it just did. And then I've got to do a little Tesla 2-step to get the phone over here to get it to unlock. That's my one and only gripe about this car. Thank you for listening.
My answer for that would be, don't wear cargo pants, friends. It's not a good look.
You're listening to a barefoot man give fashion advice. Yeah, that's the Spigen or Spigen, depending on who you ask. Screen protector. I put that on day one, literally the first day I put it on, and I regret nothing. So the thing on the 3 for me, I test drove a 2018. I had already reserved this one, and I test drove a 2018, and honestly, I was a little bit like, ugh, because the 2018, it shook, it rattled, it squeaked. The suspension was bouncy, and I was like, oh man. I mean, I'm still taking delivery because I'm that much of a Tesla fan, but when I got this 22 and I took delivery, I was so pleasantly surprised. The build quality on this compared to the 18 is like night and day.
Yeah.
Like little things like the stitching wasn't on the 18.
Yeah.
And then like of course the wireless charging pad wasn't there, etc., etc. The build quality and the ride is smoother. There's not as much bouncing and all that stuff. And the responsiveness of the screen, because this has the AMD Ryzen chip in it.
And see, that's kind of there's two small nits that I have with the Model X that I have because it was pre-refresh, is that it uses USB
A?
B.
B.
So won't charge newer phones any faster than like 2 days to get to 100%. and the processor, like it does stutter every once in a while when it's trying to do stuff. So the more updates that come out, the harder it is for that thing to load. So it's still faster than any car I've ever driven the rest of my life. This is not bad. This is pretty damn good. See, exactly, exactly. It's nice.
Oh man, I love. There's absolutely nothing like the EV acceleration. You absolutely cannot beat it. Okay, so what was your? I became aware of Tesla because of this story. Everyone's got one.
The Roadster I was aware of just because I was a car nut for a long time, and so I saw it. But the X is what really grabbed my attention when it came out, and the thing that I wanted no matter what. I don't think I've ever experienced a launch from the passenger seat.
This is the first time for everything there, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We're about to do it.
There's a fire station right there. We're well protected. Anything goes wrong.
Nothing's gonna go wrong. What is it with you and putting horrible stuff out into the universe?
Brake, left foot brake.
Left foot brake.
Right foot gas.
Right foot gas.
Launch mode enabled.
That's why you said
you
don't wait too long.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it too early.
There you go.
So now?
Yep. Oh, that is something else.
Woo! And I'm not taking it over 100 like you did. This isn't mine. I'm not pulsing it to 3 digits. Oh man.
Something else.
Yeah. That does feel right nice.
I've driven quite a few Porsches, played around with some exotic cars, and even with those that have a theoretical 0 to 60 that's similar, you don't get the linear acceleration, and there's way too much attention paid gear shifting and bells that's happening with the car. It's just never as fun as just a straight electric.
There's a Steve Hamilton from the Hamilton collection. Are you familiar? Your car nut, I figured you would be. Even he said that his Model S Plaid is his favorite car, point blank and period, bar none. And that the acceleration in that one feels, every time he does a pull in that one, there's so much more power to it than any of the other cars. And you got Koenigseggs, Bugattis, everything.
So it's not that.
It's not?
It is a small stock underneath the turn signal.
Okay.
And it's a double tap back.
Back towards me. I'm gonna learn a lot from you.
Yep. And then